This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Tuesday, the 12th of November. I'm Michael Groff. It's another one of those Chamber of Commerce kind of days out there today. Sunny sky. Temperatures just a little bit below seasonal averages. Slightly warmer tomorrow and Thursday, but then a pattern change comes in here for the weekend. We'll return toward much cooler temperatures and an outside shot at some rain in our part of the state. Better chances of precipitation across northern and eastern Arizona. We'll talk about that. Plus, the tropics are getting active, so maybe some interesting things going out there toward the end of the forecast period as well. All right, let's get into it. The almanac from yesterday, 84 degrees was the afternoon high, 55 the morning low, averages sitting at 79 and 55. Looking outside right now at 11:15 a.m. Lots of sun out there, and it's just an absolutely perfect day. 66 degrees at Sky Harbor. Now, the air is very dry. Dew points at 19, humidity 16%, a light wind out of the northwest at 7, and the barometer is steady. Satellite pictures shows this weak trough passing by. All of the moisture and dynamics is north of Arizona with this feature. We may see a high cloud or two, and that's going to be it. And the only other ramification for us is slightly cooler temperatures as this feature passes on by, and then shortwave ridging will build in tomorrow and Thursday. The watch warning map is pretty quiet across the country. A few winter weather advisories to the north of us. A few snowflakes flying, but nothing too high impact ongoing at the moment. Convective outlook for today with that system heading out toward the plain states. There's that marginal risk of severe storms, parts of the Texas panhandle, maybe into portions of Oklahoma. Some gusty winds and hail and the strongest storms there. The tropics in the Atlantic. Okay, we've got this feature out here in the Caribbean with a decent chance of developing over the next 2 days, but an 80% chance that this will develop into a tropical depression or storm in the next 5 days out there in the Southwest Caribbean. And where it ultimately ends up, that's still up in the air. But our best performing guidance kind of indicates that this will either impact the Yucatan Peninsula and then kind of move out into the Gulf. And where it goes from there remains to be seen. Some models kind of weaken it. Some bring it up toward Florida as a tropical cyclone. We'll just have to see. We'll show you in deterministic modeling at least one outcome here. And we're going to get some better idea with this once it develops a little bit better. But we have lots of time to watch that. Nothing to get too excited about just yet, but something to watch. Of course, we are still technically in hurricane season, albeit it's the tail end now. All right, closer to home. This is the rainfall outlook valid through Tuesday morning of next week. And rain amounts in Phoenix, not much, generally under 1/10 of an inch. The heavier precipitation across eastern and southeast Arizona with this feature coming in here this weekend. We'll talk about the implications of that and everything else too, what the future may hold as we check out the models. Let's take a look. Here we go. The GFS. This is the 12Z run, and it's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We've got a trough heading out toward the plain states, big ridge in the east. That's sort of been the weather pattern for the last 2 or 3 weeks now. Troughing out here in the west, ridging in the east. That's where the above average temperatures have been. And for the most part, aside from the last few days here in Phoenix, below average temperatures have encompass most of the west. And so what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, maybe a few clouds, but we'll call it mostly sunny, and high temperatures should top out, I'd say mid-70s for us this afternoon. Tonight, clear sky, overnight lows, low 40s in the cool spots, low 50s in the urban core. And then tomorrow, that system is moving on out of here, so shortwave ridging builds in. Sunny, a little warmer, highs close to 80. I'd say upper 70s around here. And then we should top out in the low, maybe even middle 80s on Thursday. And this is likely the warmest day we'll have for the rest of the forecast period. And again, lots of sun around. Friday, here comes our next weather maker, diving on down into the west coast here and beginning to bring some rain and mountain snow to California, maybe into the Great Basin. This is going to be a positively tilted trough, which ultimately closes off into an upper low. It's got some moisture with it, but not a whole lot. And it's not going to really tap into any deep moisture. There's not a lot of moisture sitting to the south of us. This would have to sit out here for quite a while to tap into any subtropical moisture, as moisture levels even south of Arizona down there off the coast of Mexico are kind of anomalously low. So we're not going to see a lot coming in with this feature. So Friday, slightly cooler temperatures as this system approaches, highs mid and upper 70s. On Saturday, this will come on in. We'll start to see an increase in clouds by the afternoon. Mostly sunny morning, partly cloudy afternoon. Just a gorgeous day, though. Highs mid to upper 60s in Phoenix. Just get out there and enjoy it if you can. Now, on Sunday, this system closes off into an upper low, and it's going to come through Arizona. And, in a setup like this, many times we'll see better rain chances, but it looks like the deeper moisture with this and the better dynamic support is just going to be east of us across eastern Arizona and New Mexico. We'll see some moisture advection there, and obviously over the mountains, that orographic lift will help to really initiate showers, rain and snow. But in our part of the state, still with the cold core aloft overhead, maybe a few instability showers. So we'll call for a 20% chance of rain in here on Sunday and Sunday night in Phoenix. High temperatures on Sunday, I'd say mid-60s. It's going to be a cool day. Temperatures below average. Keep in mind, out here by the weekend, the average high is still in the mid to upper 70s. So we're going to be about at least 10 degrees below average here. Again, just that slight chance we'll see some precipitation. Again, you want to find some rain and snow, go over to eastern Arizona, New Mexico, moving toward West Texas. All right, by Monday, all that's going to move on out of here. And we're just left with kind of a cool air mass. High temperatures, mid-60s. Again, overnight lows will probably again drop in the 30s in the cold spots, low to mid-40s for the urban cores. We're going to see another round of cooler temperatures in here, but no one's really complaining about that. Now, here's a week from today. This is Tuesday, the 19th of November. Got this trough lifting out toward the plain states. We're on the backside, a dry northwesterly flow. Again, temperatures would remain a little bit below average here. Highs would probably be around 70 if that's right, and we'd be dry. But the GFS, again, this is one deterministic model that you're looking at here, okay? This is just our 12Z GFS. It's got a tropical cyclone out there in the Gulf of Mexico, and I'll show you that here just real quick. We'll zoom in on that. And that is making its way to the northeast in association with this trough moving toward the plains, more of a southwest flow, and that's going to direct it toward Florida, if this verifies. But listen, this is a system that hasn't even developed. It's not on the board yet. It's nothing to get too excited about right now. This is one model solution, but we're going to show it anyway because, hey, we've had a pretty interesting hurricane season so far, obviously, with Helene and Milton, so we got to show this. And then let me show you, this is, let's go out to Wednesday, the 20th of November, and this is at 2 p.m. our time, so that'd be 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's got this system coming up somewhere not too far from Port Charlotte. And of course, the guy that hosts our server for our streaming station, KMGX, and the guy that helped set that up for us and all that, Dakota, he's down there in Port Charlotte. He just moved to Port Charlotte. Lucky him. So hopefully this doesn't impact him and his girlfriend and all that. That's not good. Of course, I know a lot of people down there in Florida. And it's been a rough season. So we don't want to see this solution. And again, this is likely to change between now and then. And there's tons of different model solutions for this. This is just one output, and we're showing this to you just because we discuss weather here. All right, going out 10 days. This is Thursday, the 21st. Now we've got a very interesting setup here. Deep trough over the southeast U.S. Look at that upper low. Look at those heights, way below average. Very strong ridging across Canada. This is kind of a Rex block pattern developing. And a big ridge for us out here in the southwest, 588 ridge. If this verifies, we'd be pretty warm. Temperatures would be rebounding back probably up into the 80s if this is correct. And the southeast U.S. would see well below average temperatures. That's quite a solution. All right. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. This goes all the way out through the 26th of November. and not much to be had here in Phoenix. I'll tell you that right now. And same thing for the European ensemble. It's a little bit more bullish, around 1/4 of an inch. The control members way up over an inch of rain. We'd love to see that, but the probability here is this system this weekend produces a little bit of light rain for us, but the better chances of rain is off to the east. And temperatures off the national blend of models. One thing we will say, we're going to be warm the next couple of days, but then we'll see that downtrend for this weekend and moving into next week. Highs below average once again, 60s, maybe around 70, overnight lows in the 40s, and that means the cool pockets are down into the 30s. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube, or you can make a monetary contribution to us via PayPal. Our PayPal address, groffshow@gmail.com. That's GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and that Facebook page of the same name. It's called Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out all of the Michelle-related stuff linked up down in the description. And, of course, you can check out our streaming station. That's something Michelle and Mike related. It's down there in the description as well. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that. You know, yada, yada, yada. Just the most chaotic mix of music you'll ever hear, and you can listen directly at KMGX.com. That's KMGX.com. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support so greatly appreciated. Please be safe. And you guys have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Tuesday.